Hi everybody, my name is Absidy and welcome back to my YouTube channel. As you can tell by the title of today's video, I'm going to be talking all about my fall physical TBR, which I am beyond excited for. I do want to mention there's definitely new books that are going to be coming out during fall that I will 1000% be reading, but I want to focus more on my physical TBR currently because there's a lot. Also, be aware when it comes to fall, I am a full-fledged fantasy, romantasy girly. I love thrillers. Thrillers. I love fantasy and romantasy so much, and I want to get into thrillers and mystery books this fall. Don't know why my brain did that, but anyways, it doesn't really get cold in Texas. It doesn't really feel like fall in Texas when everybody else gets to experience fall. So I'm going to mentally be in the fall headspace and physically be in the summer heat still for a while. So let me just have this one thing of yearning for fall, even though it's not going to be anytime soon. I know that. So for those who are I want to enjoy summer, stop shoving fall in my face. I'm sorry, okay? But when it's fall, I'm still going to be in summertime. So for me, I yearn for the fall. I need to move somewhere where it actually gets cold and nice and chilly and they have all the seasons, because that ain't happening here. That does not happen in Texas, unfortunately. But let me stop yapping and let's just get into talking about the books. Okay guys, so for the first four, they're going to be romance books, but I feel like they still bring in that cozy aspect of the fall vibes. While I do have a lot of romance books on my physical TBR that I need to get through and read, I just narrowed it down to these few for right now. So the first book we have is The Wall of Winnipeg and Me by Mariana Zapata, and this book I believe is about a football player and she is his personal assistant. So that's honestly pretty much all I know about this book, but I know that people rave about Mariana Zapata and I've read one of her books and I thoroughly enjoyed it, and there is no particular reason why I haven't read more of her books, but I'm forcing myself to because I know I'm gonna like them. So this has been on my shelf for a while and I'm excited to finally get to it. And the next two books are both a part of an interconnected series. It is the Addicted to You the Addicted / Calloway Sister series. The first one we have is Addicted for Now by Krista and Becca Ritchie. I started reading the second two books this year. I reread them because I read them years ago, and I finally am getting to this book and the next book, which is Kiss the Sky by Krista and Becca Ritchie, and this is Rose and Connor Cobalt's story, which I just know I'm going to love them and their relationship. The banter is honestly what pulls me in and it intrigues me the most, but I've just seen people love on this couple a lot, and I feel like they're going to be my favorites. Well, I know a lot of people are I can't choose a favorite. I love them all. I definitely am one to be able to choose favorites, and they are probably going to be my favorite. I just feel it, But nonetheless, I'm super excited to get back into this series and hopefully finish it within the next few months. The next book we have is honestly going to be a reread, but that is because I love this book so much and I have not reread it for a while. I think I've reread it maybe 2 or 3 times, and that is The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood. This is a book that I will always hold near and dear to my heart. I don't care. I will always love it. And then the fact that they're filming the movie right now, I'm just I need to go back into the story, reread it, and just fall in love with it all over again. It's such a fun experience for me. And it definitely does give fall vibes because of the pumpkin spice latte aspect of the book. And if you know, you know, but I love Olive and Adams. So this is going to be a lot of fun. Alright guys, now let's get into the fantasy portion. I am not going to really, I forgot to mention this earlier, but I'm not going to go into too much detail about it just because there's so many books I want to talk about. I'm just going to say like the title, the author, and that's pretty much it. Only because I don't know what a lot of these books are about. I hear about them and I'm like, oh my god, that seems interesting. And then I forget completely what it's about because I take so long to finally get to the books and actually read them. But I know at some point I did think I would like what I heard, and that is why I bought them. So that is the only reason I won't be like describing each individual book because I honestly forgot. Okay guys, so the first book we have is A Fate Inked in Blood by Danielle L. Jensen, and we also have A Curse Carved in Bone, which is the second book in the series. I have seen people talk about these online, which is again why I bought them. I just haven't gotten to them, and I bought both of these even though I haven't read the first one, because if I do like the first one and I want to read the second one, I want my edges to match because they are both these stunning metallic edges and foiling, so I obviously want them to match. And then if I don't like them, I can always just sell them to somebody who does want these like specific edges so that all their books can match. That's why I do that. Okay guys, the next book we have is The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillig. This is going to be my first book that I read by her. There's also these beautiful, stunning edges. The end pages are honestly just as gorgeous. I have not read any of her previous books before. I just have not had time to get to them, but I am super excited to finally read one of her books. I feel like this is right up my alley. I've read a book that I feel is somewhat similar to the summary of this one, and I don't remember exactly what book that was, but when I do, I will let you guys know. But this is book one in the Stonewater Kingdom series, duology, trilogy. Not sure how many books are going to be coming out yet since this one just came out this year, but excited. Then we have another duology, and that is We Hunt the Flame and We Free the Stars by Hafsa Faisal. I am so excited to finally get to this duology. I've had it on my bookshelf for years. So We Hunt the Flame, the book I have for that one, is actually signed by the author, which I think is really cool. And I've just heard people talk about the world building, the writing, the plot, that everything is just so well so well put together and like intertwined, and it just makes the reading experience fun. I again don't remember exactly what these books are about. I've had them on my shelf for some years now, but I liked them at some point when I heard about them, so I know I'm going to enjoy it. Next is Fearless by Lauren Roberts. This is the third book in the Powerless trilogy and the final book. I am beyond excited to finally get into this last book. I don't know what's been holding me off for so long. I think it was just like the hype around it. I didn't want to feed into like other people's thoughts. I wanted to read it and genuinely enjoy it based off of my own thoughts and opinions rather than what I was seeing from everybody else who is reading it online. And I also want to hopefully do like a little reading vlog and annotating, because I know that this book is going to devastate me beyond belief, but I'm going to probably love it anyways. So there's that. Next, we have Ruthless Vows by Rebecca Ross. It is the second book in the Letters of Enchantment duology. I read Divine Rivals when it first came out. I thoroughly loved it and enjoyed it, and I got too scared to read the second book, mostly because of the fact that a lot of people were saying they did not like it as much, and I was like, no! But I'm finally going to force myself. Force to get back into this duology and finish it so I could be devastated all over again, or happy. We'll see. I don't know what she has in store for me. Tried not to spoil anything for myself. I skipped any review I've seen about this because I didn't want spoilers. So we'll see how I feel. Devastation is what I'm assuming, though. Next, we have An Ember in the Ashes by Sabater. I have had this on my bookshelf for, again, years. You can see the cover. I'm pretty sure they changed the covers multiple times since I've had this. So I think if I get the rest of the series, the covers will not match, and I just have to be okay with that. But I've heard so many people rave about this. I knew again in the moment when I bought it that I was going to love it and be obsessed with it. And I still feel that is going to be true, but I think I just did not want to go through the emotional turmoil that is reading a fantasy series that literally completely crushes your entire soul and puts it back together again at the same exact time. Been through that one too many times. So I think that's why I just haven't read it, but I really hope that this is the year I finally read it and enjoy it. What if it's a 5-star book, guys? What if it's a 5-star book and I put it off for so long and I'm like, no, why did I do that to myself? I feel like that's gonna happen a lot with most of these fantasy books. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, guys, the next book I got it because I heard that it was a true enemies to lovers series, which is always gonna get me. Probably one of my favorite tropes when it's done right. And so that is The Tiger at Midnight, which I have not read, so obviously don't know how true that is. But I want to get to it because I have a feeling that I'm going to love this and be obsessed with it, and I'm going to, again, be mad at myself for not getting to it sooner. The next book I have is more of like the vibe of dark academia, and that is The Maidens. I know this is a hit or miss for some people. I've seen a lot of people talk about this book again, which is why I got it. I thought I would like it when I did buy it, and I have just, again, not gotten to it for no particular reason, but it's on my bookshelf, so I'm gonna read it and we're gonna either love it or we're not gonna love it, and we'll see what happens. The next book is Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil by V.E. Schwab. It is actually a signed edition, which I'm super excited about, and I'm just gonna read the back of this part of the book for you guys so you can know a little bit of what it's about. 3 young women, their bodies planted in the same soil, their stories tangling like roots. One grows high and one grows deep, and one grows wild, and all of them grow teeth. Anywho, I think I saw Heather on BookTube and Book talk about this book and how much she absolutely fell in love with it, and so of course I had to like add it to my TBR because I love her videos, her energy, and her recommendations in general. So I'm super excited to read this book. Then we have the Mind F series, books 1 through 5 by St. Abby. Don't really remember much about why people said to read it, but I do know it is dark, so I'm definitely going to be checking on the trigger warnings, things like that. I don't normally read dark books or gravitate towards them, but I got this book for free, which is why I got it. I was like, oh, well, like I've heard a lot of people talk about that, like why not get it? I've been wanting to read it, so that is why I got it, but I'm still a little bit nervous about getting into it. These next few books are going to be a little bit of different genres, so let's get into it. First, we have The Dutch House by Anne Patchett, I believe. And this book has been popular for a while. Again, don't remember exactly what goes on in this book or what made me get it, but it's on my shelf and I've been meaning to read it. So we're adding it to the TBR. We have On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous by Ocean Vuong. And this is a book I've been wanting to read for a while. I've heard a lot of people talk about how beautiful the writing is, and that's pretty much all I remember. Don't remember what it's about, again, because I've had it on my shelf for a while. But I really do think that I will enjoy it, and I hope I like it, because it is a shorter book. It's a shorter read, but this is going to be like one of those days where I just want to have a cozy day in and just spend all day reading. This is definitely a book that I could read in a day. So we have Everything I Know About Love by Dolly Alderton. I've been wanting to read this for a while, and I don't know how long I've had this book on my shelf, I'm not gonna lie, but I'm finally going to be getting to it. It is a memoir, and I do know that it, like it says, it talks about parties, dates, friends, jobs, life, but mostly love, and how the author kind of found love woven throughout all different aspects within her life, even when I guess it felt like it wasn't as obvious of a love. So I'm really, really excited to read this because I've heard a lot of people have read it and have enjoyed it a lot. Then we have a self-help psychological book, and that is The Gift of Fear, Survival Signals That Protect Us from Violence by Gavin De Becker. And I'm just going to read the back so you guys know a little bit more about it. In this groundbreaking book, he unlocks the puzzle of human violence and shows that, Like every creature on earth, we have within us the ability to predict danger and get out of its way. Through dozens of compelling examples, De Becker teaches us how to use our most basic, too often discounted survival skill, our intuition. The Gift of Fear is at once a profoundly insightful exploration of human behavior and a uniquely practical guide to leading a safer life, more free of unwarranted fear. And there are honestly a lot of stories that are in here so far. I did read up to right here a while ago, and I never ended up fully finishing the book, but I definitely want to reread all of these stories. The last book on my fall TBR is Atomic Habits, Tiny Changes, Remarkable Results, an Easy and Proven Way to Build Good Habits and Break Bad Ones by James Clear, which I am so beyond excited because I do remember again reading this book and not finishing it, and I've seen people who have finished this book and said that they have learned so much from it. So I'm excited to see what I can learn and how I can use it to change my habits and what I do and how I do it to better improve my life. All right, and that is a wrap on my fall physical TBR. I cannot wait to start making more videos about books and sitting down and yapping. I know I talk a lot, but I need to let out this love and passion somewhere, and I hope it resonates with someone and you love books just as much as me. So if you've watched this far, thank you so much. I truly appreciate it, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, everybody!